Given what's going on in the country right now, I couldn't help but to speak out. So I've been like reading articles and scrolling down social media, and there's just an obvious outpour of outrage, and rightfully so, with everything that's happened in the last week, or everything that's happened within the last year and a half, 2 years, as far as the Black Lives Matter movement is concerned. So here recently, Swiss Beats and Scarface dropped Sad News, which is a song trying to comfort the victims' families and combat police brutality. Drake believes that the first step to solving the problem is honest dialogue, and very powerfully he tweets, "No one begins their life as a hashtag, yet the trend of being reduced to one continues." I thought those words were very moving and very powerful. Beyonce steps up big at her Formation Tour stop in Glasgow, Scotland, by displaying the victims' names in the background while she was performing Freedom, one of her songs with Kendrick Lamar. And she also posted on her blog that these robberies of life have got to stop, and that we are fighting for the rights of the generation to come. Now, as much as I respect these artists and everyone who is taking to social media in an effort to make their voice heard, I'm noticing no one is really supplying a solution, only talk. So let me say this now. Social media trending is not change. Talking about things need to change is not change. So I think it's great that the discussion is open and everyone is being provoked intellectually to try to come up with something. But collectively, we all need to step up and make an impact that will actually do something. Now, I've done some research, and in the last year and a half or so, 9 African Americans have been killed by the police. Pay special attention to the number of years the officer has been on the force. Eric Garner being the exception. The officers at fault do not have much experience at all. 2 of them were merely training officers or rookies. Now, I don't necessarily think the cops were acting out of malice or being malicious, but I do think they acted out of fear. Racial profiling is real, and historically, the black man and woman have been seen as a threat. This is nothing new. It's just coming out now with these police shootings. Everyone is being more aware of it. So again, in these next 4 cases, you see the same thing, anywhere from 3 years of experience to 7 years of experience in the police department. These police officers are scared, and in split-second decisions are pulling the trigger when someone reaches for their identification. They are not masters of their craft yet, and their inexperience and their lack of training are getting people killed. Now, do I think that all cops are bad? Of course not. Do I think that they all need to step up and do better as a whole? Absolutely. Now, given the Dallas shooting, I think it's fair to say that this country has come to an impasse. Something's got to give. If police departments made a step or even a half a step towards acknowledging the wrongdoings by restructuring their procedures or some type of community outreach, I feel that the black community and its supporters would feel a whole lot better, just by the simple fact that their voice would have been heard, because as of now, we feel like we're almost being muted and no one is hearing us. We are saying basically this treatment is ridiculous, stop it, and it continues to happen. So if the police were to make just an iota of a step towards changing something as far as what they do in their department, I think everyone would feel much better. And I also think it's safe to say that we all feel officers need more training, and my research supports that, especially for the newer officers. But I have come up with an idea to be implemented in police departments immediately. I am campaigning something that I am calling 10 with 10. Officers with 10 years or less experience are partnered with officers who have 10 years or more of experience. So far, it's not the veteran cops, the ones with 10 years or more experience, that are wrongfully shooting people. It's the newer officers who are still getting a handle on the career. Do I think this is the single solution to every problem we're facing? Of course not. Do I think it's a strong first step towards change and real life application? Absolutely. And we also have to keep in mind that there are still young men and young women who want to be police officers. Some of them are in training now. If we are all going to trust each other again, the black community and police officers, 10 with 10 needs to be present in every police department. Seasoned cops will have a better decision-making ability, quicker reaction times, and enough experience to quickly decipher a situation without killing someone. To end, I encourage you all not to settle for the treatment that has greatly impacted the black community and its supporters. And I would also like to thank Sierra Haywood and Randi Richardson for helping me do the extensive research that went into making a video of this magnitude.